Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and we are on campus at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse, right here in my hometown of Syracuse, New York. Camden Atkinson is here with me. He just signed his national letter of intent. It is sitting right in front of me, so it's real now.
Yep.
Camden, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. So in this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse, of course here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, it is always my honor and my privilege to cover all of the teams here and to tell the story of the Bobcats. And Camden just signed his national letter of intent. Has it hit you yet?
Yeah, I definitely was emotional at first. Like when I first committed. Ever since I was young, like 4 or 5, this is always what I wanted to do. It's been my dream, so to finally have the work pay off and have it come true, it's definitely a blessing.
So you said when you were 4 or 5, this dream started. Why the love for basketball? How did it happen?
Honestly, definitely all started. I just remember being in my grandparents' room and watching Michael Jordan. That's how it started.
Being in your grandparents' room and watching Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. Who's the best?
MJ.
That is the correct answer.
Yeah.
There's only one answer to that. So why do you pick Michael Jordan? You're right, but why did you pick Michael?
For me, I feel like it's more than statistics. Like LeBron, obviously he's got him on stats, and maybe a couple other things, but I just feel like when it comes down to basketball, nobody can do it better than him.
Yeah. Knowles, 6 finals, 6 championships for Michael Jordan?
Give me Kobe.
You want Kobe? Okay, he's going to pick Kobe. I'm going to let him shout it out. Why? Nolan Cass, the man behind the music here. Why Kobe?
Because if MJ's your GOAT, then Kobe is a prototype of MJ's game, and he has the same mentality. There's a reason this Mamba mentality, so I go Kobe as my one.
Okay.
Statistically, LeBron, eventually we're gonna accept it, but I still think those are my top 3.
No,
and
6.
You can interchange them as much as you like, but
Yeah. 6 championships for Michael, 11 for Kobe. If you add them together, it's Bill Russell. 11 championships, and nobody talks about him. Isn't that crazy? How much do you know about Bill Russell?
I know that he played in the 60s or whatever, but
got to ask your grandparents about Bill Russell.
probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So your grandparents came out for this. What does that mean to you? That they're right off camera here, but they wanted to be here to watch you realize your dream that you had from when you were 4 or 5 years old.
Definitely means a lot. They've been with me every step of the way, and couldn't be more grateful. I might not always show it all the time, but they're definitely one of the biggest reasons that I'm still here and I was able to sign this. So
You said your grandparents are one of the biggest reasons why you're still here. Why?
well, had a lot of ups and downs, but I don't know. They just made sure I always was the best person I could be, or they had a vision. They definitely had a vision for me. They saw what I'm capable of doing, and they just did what they could for me to make sure I got here, basically.
So their belief in you and them being behind you, were there moments where you struggled to believe in yourself and they were that thing that you could lean on?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like everybody goes through bad times in their life, and
Yeah.
you gotta have somebody there that can comfort you and help you through things. And yeah, they were definitely a big part of that.
Best lesson you've ever learned from them?
I don't know if I have one specific, but
Don't
yeah,
get in trouble is what
yeah,
Grandpa said?
Yeah.
So for you, when you're out there on the court, do you feel like they're always with you? Do you feel like you have that family effect, that it's not just you on the floor?
Honestly, no, but
You don't? Okay.
I
Yeah.
just when I'm out on the court, I just kind of feel like I don't know. I don't really think. I just hoop, basically.
Well, you said something that I always carried with me because I've loved basketball my whole life. You said when you play, you don't think. So it's not that you don't appreciate it. It's not that they're not there in the stands or there in spirit, but you shut your brain off.
Yeah, I kind of just block out the noise and let what happens happen.
Did you have to learn how to do that? Did you have to learn, like, whether it was cheers or boos, how to just keep everything away, or were you always like that?
For sure. Like, I remember I started on varsity as a sophomore because we had a lot of seniors the year before, and I was definitely, like, not too caught up with the crowd, but it definitely, like, I was looking over there, seeing who's in the crowd, but, like, really, after that, it just, like, my focus is just win, just play basketball. Like, I was there for me. I was there for my team, not everybody else.
So you say being there for you, being there for your team. Why did you choose Bryan and Stratton Syracuse? What is it about wanting to be there with these guys?
Obviously, a big part is the winning culture that has been building up and up the past, 4 or 5 years. And then another thing with Coach Sherman, he said that, I mean, the guys like to work and I like to work, so, I mean, it kind of goes right together.
For you, how much did you know about, like, when you were going through your process, did you feel like, hey, I want to stay in New York, I want to keep this going here? Were you more like, I want to leave it first? How did you step into recruiting?
At first I was kind of exploring everything, like just kind of keeping my options open. You know, obviously the weather's not too friendly up here most of the time, but I don't know, when it came down to it, just kind of came down to what feels right for me, and I don't know, when I came here, it just felt right.
You said you like the winning culture, but what is it about Clay Gagan, Sherman, and the staff that felt right beyond the winning culture?
Definitely the fact that, like, I could just tell, like, he's a great person, and he believes in me. Like, he's not just saying stuff to get me to come here. Like, he's saying stuff because he genuinely sees something in me and sees what I could be, like what I could become.
When you look at your game, who do you liken it to?
Like, who
do you kind of look up to, and maybe when you were growing up as a little kid, that because everybody tries to mirror somebody on the court, you try to do something that you saw when you're growing up. Is there anybody that sticks out to you?
I mean, honestly, I'll say I got, like, a lot of different guys, but
Okay.
like, who I watch the most right now is definitely Brunson, and then I've been trying to, like, take bits and pieces from Shea, even though I'm a small guard. I'm trying to learn a lot from him because, I mean, why not? Who wouldn't want to?
Yeah. Do you know that historically the Oklahoma City Thunder, when they were the Seattle Supersonics and they left Seattle, they came to Oklahoma City as the worst team in the NBA, 30 of 30. And in 2019, they traded Paul George to the Clippers and got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams in that trade, plus a first-round pick this year and a first-round pick for 2026. Did you know that?
Didn't know all the details. Probably read about it, but yeah.
I think it was a good trade.
Yeah, it was definitely a good trade.
So you said SGA, and you said Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And you said, why not SGA? Obviously, just won a title. What do you like about Jalen Brunson?
He's very, like, I'm trying to think, like, he's very direct with what he tries to do. Like, his moves, like, it's like it's not like nobody knows what they're gonna do, like, when they're doing it, but it's just like you could just tell, like, especially he has a great in and out, like his in and out. I've been trying to get better at that. Stuff like that. The way he's just super small and can really score at will inside whenever he wants, and then he can also knock down the step back. That's who I aspire to be, something like that.
We talk about guys that are a little bit smaller and finding their way and being intricate in how they do what they do. Me being 5'8" and playing basketball growing up, you have to find your ways. I love shooting the outside shot, but I wanted to be able to go inside and be effective. How have you learned to be effective regardless of height? Because I don't think it's ever fair to assess a player based on height.
Yeah, I don't fear anybody. Like, I'm fearless, like, and I'm tough. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, who you play for. It doesn't really matter to me. Like, I'm gonna go at you.
And that fearlessness and that courage that you have, where does that come from?
I mean, I can't say anybody really gave it to me. Like, kind of something that's built up over the years, because I definitely wasn't like that at first. Like, used to play scared, nervous. It's just, it comes through some experience, the work, the reps, the hours and hours that I put into it.
You talk about the hours and the hours. Some guys don't like to watch film. Some guys don't like to practice. Some guys don't like to run. Some guys don't like to lift. Why are you willing to go the extra mile, not just for yourself, but for your teammates?
I mean, definitely because, for one, like I said, this is always something that I've wanted to do, and it's just like, for me, it's the wanting to fulfill that dream, and just like, even when I have days that you don't want to go to work, you don't want to put in the work, like, it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be here, everybody would do it, but
Yeah.
that's what I got for that.
So you have that work ethic, you have that faith in your game, and that fearlessness in your game as well. When you look at the sport of basketball, what has it done for your life?
I mean, it's really life changing. Like, if I don't know where I'd be at if I didn't have basketball, but I'm glad I do. And like, even when I was at my lowest, like, I know I always had basketball. Like, I'm having a bad day, I can just go play basketball. My problems are solved, really.
So with that being said, we're going to jump into some rapid fire here on the day that you signed your letter of intent to officially be a Bobcat, and congratulations on that again.
Thank you.
You get to ask me the first question. What do you have for me?
I'd say, who's like your biggest inspiration, like, to get where you are right now?
My biggest inspiration, man. So I don't look to anybody else to be the prototype or to be like, well, they did it, so then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of go off of what you're saying, very much so, that I'm willing to be the precedent. I'm willing to be the one that does it differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly tell you, because people say, oh, did you listen to this show or what this guy's saying or how this person's doing it? And I said, no. They said, why? I said, because I'm working. So I think if you're going after your craft, you don't have time to really look at what other people are doing. You just focus on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. I would rather set the trend than copy the trend a couple of years later. So, I mean, I would say my inspiration is God. My inspiration is just, really looking internally and talking with Him. And if I had to pick a human being, it would be my G-Mama, my mom's mom, who lived to be almost 101, passed away, I think it's 8 years ago now, which is insane because it feels like it was yesterday. But yeah, I'd probably say her because she always taught me to be a good person, keep my nose clean, trust in God, and don't let anybody shake me. So I'd say her. My question back to you, Camden. If you could live in a fantasy world of a movie or a TV show, what world would you jump into, live in for the rest of your life, and why?
That's pretty easy. I'm going probably Space Jam.
Space Jam?
Yeah.
All right.
My
Grandpa
favorite.
likes that answer.
That's my favorite movie. Yeah, I fell in love
Yeah,
with that
the
movie.
first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second one was terrible.
Yeah, I did not see the second one. So the first one, okay. You would live in Space Jam, why?
I mean, that's just me. Like, I'm just like a goofy guy sometimes. Like.
Okay. So I interviewed Muggsy Bogues, and I asked him about Charles Barkley because they were in that movie together.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that he just said a very simple sentence, but he said Charles is crazy. And I think people that watch Charles Barkley, he has a very unique. He will say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah.
And apparently, way back when, Muggsy thought he was, himself back then. He's definitely himself now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna miss him. They need to find a way to get him to do post-game stuff still. What's your second question for me?
What's your favorite NBA player?
Right now?
Ever?
Damon Stoudemire, Mighty Mouse. And I got to interview him 29 years after I became a fan of him. Of all teams, 360, whatever it is now, 4 Division I men's basketball schools, he ended up being the head coach at Georgia Tech. I cover the ACC. And so right around my birthday 2 years ago, I got to interview Damon, shake his hand, give him a hug, tell him that I probably have the most cards of his ever. I think I have 220. But yeah, it was insane, and I will tell people this: if you don't believe that you can get to where you want to be in your life, almost 3 decades later, to shake the hand of my favorite player, and not because I'm at some autographing event, not because I bumped into him at the store, but because I chased my dreams and he chased his, and we crossed each other doing it. So that was pretty insane. So I would say Damon all time. Right now, man, I don't know if I have one right now. I like Jason Tatum, but I also got to talk with him. But I would say, yeah, I mean, I like Jason. I'm really upset that he got injured.
Yeah, just
But I think I like Halliburton too. So I mean, it's kind of tough now for me. And I've been a KD fan for a while. I don't know if I could pick one like right now that's just.
yeah.
But Tatum, I like Tatum. My question back to you, Camden. If you and I could have dinner right now with 3 current NBA players, who would we sit with tonight?
3 current, well, definitely Brunson.
Okay.
At one.
Okay.
Other 2, I don't know. That's tough. I don't. Definitely somebody like a role player, like T.J. McConnell, something like that. Like
Okay.
somebody similar to me.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Bobo.
Bobo.
He's super huge.
Okay. So him because he's huge, TJ because you can liken your game to him, and Jalen Brunson because you just like Jalen.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your final question for me?
My final question is probably like the same as the Corsi. Like, what do you think we're gonna do? Like, what do you see for us next year?
I see sky's the limit. It's hard to get to the top of the mountain. It's hard to stay up there. And I think that what I've seen, well, not what I think, I know, Clay and I have talked about this for years now. When he came in, there was talent, but there wasn't necessarily cohesion. There were guys that could do things, but they weren't necessarily doing them together. And last year, I saw us get closer to that. And I just want to keep taking more and more steps to that. Because listen, losses happen, things are going to happen. And I watch a team and I watch intricate things that have nothing to do with scoring points. And it's like when a guy's on the ground, do his teammates, not one guy, but do you all rush over and put your hand out and pick him up together?
Yeah.
When somebody makes a mistake, do you shake your head and swear, or do you go over and put your hand on his back and say, hey man, we all make mistakes? So honestly, this team has always been talented, but this team has adjusted its culture and its character, and I want to keep seeing that move in that direction of this positive culture, positive character. Like, you can be a number 1 seed, or you can act like a number 1 seed. And whether you're the number 1 seed or not, when I say when you act like it, how do you dress? How do you walk together? How do you talk with each other? How do you handle yourselves? Is there a professionalism that is when everybody's watching and a professionalism when nobody's watching? Because if I know anything from covering high school, college, and pro, there is a championship way that people carry themselves that goes far beyond wins and losses. It's in week 3. It's in game 5. It is all the time. It's in the classroom. It's out in the street of Syracuse. It's everywhere. And if you have a championship mentality and you have a championship nature, then you can win a championship every single day. And if you learn how to win the day, then you will win when it comes down to somebody else standing on the other side of you. So what do I think? I think we can do it. But y'all are going to have to back me up on that. I want you to make me right.
Yeah, I hope so too.
My last question for you, Camden. What is the single favorite moment of your life so far? You're going to have plenty more, but what is your favorite so far?
Actually, yeah, it's definitely beating our rival for the first time in like 8 years at home. It was a packed crowd, one of our last games of the season, I think, this past year. And I had a great game, we had a great game, and we won, so that's all that matters.
Share the rival for the people that don't know.
Fulton. It's Oswego versus Fulton rivalry. It hasn't been much of a rivalry the past 8 years because we haven't beat them, but we split this year. We almost had them at away too. We were down 20 something, got it within like 5 or something like that, but finally beat them, and yeah, that meant a lot to me.
So beating your rival.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like it. With that being said, Camden Atkinson, on the day that he signs his letter of intent here to officially be a Bobcat with Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse men's basketball. Of course, you know right here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, the Bobcat Buzz shows you our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse with these student athletes, coaches, administration, and alumni as well. I cannot thank you all enough for watching, and make sure you come out and watch and support at home and on the road your Bobcats. Thanks, Camden.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Yep.